left ankle here. He rolled that same ankle last night when he got tangled up with LeBron James. And when you're headed back to the locker room looking like this, usually, Perk, that's not when you see a player make a return. And here he is looking more athletic than I've ever looked in my life.
Yeah, that's the other young superstars around the league. This not this young man right here. He has an old soul, DG, when you talk about Anthony Edwards, and he came back on the mission in the second half, attacking, getting downhill, getting to his pull-ups, finishing in traffic, doing things Anthony Edwards does. Look, they switch out on him. Using that athleticism, feeling good. I don't like the complaining all the time after every bucket, but damn it, it looked good.
He scored 13 of his 20 points in the second half after coming back from injury. Here's Julius Randle talking about his star teammate with our Dave McMenamin.
He's never one to sit out of games or miss games. He's always put his best foot forward. And I don't know, he's like Iron Man. I've seen him get hit, knocked down so many times. Better off, he like Wolverine. He gets hurt and he do something in the back. I don't know what the hell he do, but he do something in the back. He come out, he balls.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, D. Hines, I don't know what he be doing, but my physical therapist, he the best in the world. Yeah.
Our senior insider, Shams Charania, joins us now. Shams, Anthony Edwards, he's now bounced back twice from really scary-looking ankle injuries. Is there any larger concern for him going forward here?
As far as the Timberwolves are concerned, they are going to monitor him all of today, tomorrow, but he's all good to play in Game 3. And I even asked his business manager, Justin Holland, today, how's Anthony Edwards doing? Is he going to be playing in Game 3 for sure? And the response I got was yes. He's a Wolverine, and that's something people in Minnesota have been saying about Anthony Edwards his whole career. His innate ability, it's uncanny the way he's able to respond from injuries. So last night, when he has this ankle injury, he doesn't even put pressure on that ankle. I'm told he went to the back, got x-rays, they came back negative. Then he had some treatment, got some therapy work done, and voila, he was back on the floor.
Which is just insane when you watch the replays. He was stepped on, and he was able to come back as if nothing had happened. Shams, thank you so very much. Please stick around, though. We're going to have more to talk about in just a little bit as we bring in inside our Los Angeles studios here with Danny Green and Kendrick Perkins. Chris Finch, he called out Anthony Edwards after Game 1. He said, you're the leader of this team, and you've got to come out and set the tone. He did that. What did you see from Ant here, Perk?
Leadership. He's the best young leader in the game. I've been saying it all year long, said it last season. And he's setting the tone not just with his scoring, but he's setting the tone of how to play basketball the right way. Agenda-free basketball. He had 5 assists. They had 33 assists overall as a team. And when you see Anthony Edwards, he's basically running the point guard position. And guess what? Shout out to Coach Finch and the Minnesota Timberwolves, because this started at the beginning of the season, right? Like, he's been the primary ball handler all season long, so he was able to work out, the bumps and bruises, the kinks or whatever you want to call it. Now we're watching him in this Golden State series where you see Golden State 1-3-1, 2-3, trapping them, whatever it may be. He's figuring it out.
He had a great floor game, but to me, I saw some things that were a little concerning, and not major concerns. But he didn't look like his normal explosive self. He got a lot to the free throw line, but there were plays that he just didn't finish that he normally finishes at the rim. He missed a lot of easy bunnies. He got a couple going downhill. He said he's complaining for the referees a little bit. But I think that explosiveness is why that ankle is he's kind of gingerly right now. But his explosiveness might be hindering him from getting to the rim the way he's normally getting to the rim and finishing. So that's the one thing that I'm concerned about. But other than that, he's been great. And to be young and youthful and heal the way he's healed and come back after 2 ankle injuries, hopefully he can sustain that again. It's good to see him bounce back.
He shot 4 of 9 on layups and dunks in that game, and he talked about it afterwards. He said, if they're going to take away my three-point shooting, I have to be a little bit better at finishing at the rim here. For the Warriors, though, the question coming in was, how will they look without Steph Curry here? And during Curry's career, the Warriors, they are more than 300 games over 500 with him on the floor. Without him, they're 50 games below 500. That continued on Thursday. Golden State turned it over 20 times on Thursday night. Their offensive efficiency with and without Curry on the floor this postseason now sits at more than 20-point difference after last night. Here's Steve Kerr.
We had found a formula over the last couple of months, and obviously we're having a lot of success. But without Steph, the formula completely goes out the window, and we've got to figure out the next formula.
And then Another concern for the Golden State Warriors, Draymond Green. Right here, he's fouled by Naz Reid, but as he's trying to sell that foul, he hits Reid in the face, and it's an automatic technical when you hit a guy above the shoulders. This is his 5th of the postseason, 2 away from a suspension. Here's Draymond after the game.
Look like the angry black man. I'm not an angry black man. I'm a very successful, educated black man with a great family. And I'm great at basketball. I'm great at what I do. The agenda to try to keep making me look like an angry black man is crazy. I'm sick of it. It's ridiculous.
Draymond was obviously upset after the game. There's a lot of layers and context to this. On the court, though, the technical fouls, they are adding up. 2 more will equal a suspension here. Of course, we just saw moments ago the Minnesota Timberwolves issued a statement about a fan altercation. A fan was thrown out for what they said to Draymond Green. There's a lot here, Perk, but your reaction to the fact that he picked up his 5th tech.
I mean, something that he can't do. We said this in the Rocket series. What was it, Game 6? I believe it was. He lost his composure. Then he apologized to the team. He went sat down with his family. He sat down, and then all of a sudden, Steph Curry's not available. And then when they need him the most, this is the Draymond Green that shows up. Just say you don't want to play because Steph not playing. That's all you got to say. Say that.
Instead of getting tossed.
Yeah, instead of trying to get tossed. Because first of all, you know what you was doing. You have a history of doing this exact same play along with the kicking part of it.
Yeah.
All right, so then after that, you don't want to uphold yourself accountable. You want to go with your coaches, Jerry Stackhouse and Steve Kerr got to pull you back. Like, bro, we see right through that. Like, no one's pushing the agenda. We're just watching the game and watching you.
Yeah.
Like, and you do look angry on the floor. A guy that's, 4-time champion, defensive player of the year, the leader of this team, sometimes look like he actually need a leader.
Yeah, and it has nothing to do with skin color to me. I mean, you got to look in the mirror at some point and say that everybody around me is not crazy. That can't be pointing the finger. And I love his emotion. That's what we love him for. He plays the game, a lot of passion, a lot of emotion. We love that. But at some point, you got to learn to control it and scale it back some. He has not done that. And after the game, he was very upset, animated and emotional. When he was talking, I'm sure it'd be different on his podcast. But nobody's targeting you. You're allowing yourself to be targeted by the way you're acting out there. And you can't flail your arms, your legs, and feet. You got to control your body. And he's had they gave him a long leash because even after the technical foul, he was not kind to the referees. And I'm sure, Perk, we've gotten texts for a lot less when we're talking to referees in that fashion.
Yeah, we don't know what the fan said to Draymond that maybe impacted some of the comments he made after the game. We do know the Timberwolves have said that they kicked that fan out and they're continuing to investigate. But it's the technical fouls on the floor that are becoming an issue for Golden State. But the most pressing issue is Golden State's offense without Steph Curry. It looks stagnant. Here's Steve Kerr.
I didn't learn anything that I didn't already know. Jim, you can always play through Jimmy. He's a great isolation player, great passer, and it's more about figuring out, who to put around him and who's going to be playing, in Game 3. What our rotation is going to look like.
Danny, it looked to me like once winning this game was out of reach, Steve Kerr was just tinkering to try to find a lineup that he can go with moving forward. He played 14 different guys in the first half here. What did you look?
That usually happens when your team is getting blown out, but he's trying to find some energy. He's trying to find some type